Hey guys, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we're actually going to be talking about Europe because Europe is changing the internet once again. Now, earlier last year, about a year ago or so, it was the GDPR that really turned up data privacy to 11. Now we're going to be talking about Article 13. Now, if you're not familiar with Article 13, I've got actually a lot of notes here, and we're going to do this as straightforward as we can. This is basically a complete overhaul of a 20-year-old copyright law or rules in the European Union. This was very heavily debated for 2 years. In a nutshell, basically, this is incredibly contested, but it would now make platforms like YouTube responsible for copyright infringements committed by their users. Previously, YouTube was simply a platform that you could go ahead and upload pretty much whatever you wanted to, and then their censors at some point would catch this. So let's say you're NBC Universal or the BBC or whatever, and somebody rips off your content, puts it up on YouTube. YouTube has not been responsible for that. Typically, the BBC or NBC or whoever would go ahead and notify YouTube. YouTube would then pull that content or possibly just delete that user, whatever that is. Now, YouTube would be directly responsible on the monetary side of this. But it actually goes further. This also means that when you've got sites that aggregate news, like Google News, for example, they may be required to pay the publisher of the news for the snippets they're using of their content, as basically they're laying it out for you. And so if I go on my Android phone and I open up Chrome, I can literally see a whole bunch of news. I see little snippets. Maybe I'm interested in an article and I read it, and I obviously read a lot because I'm sitting here literally talking about everything that I'm reading on a daily basis. Google may now have to pay for that. And so how does that work? Are they going to push that cost in some way, shape, or form back to us? Are they going to data mine us more? I don't know. Now, here's the thing. There are two camps to this. On the opposition side of this, because that seems to be the bigger, more vocal side of this, this is primarily opposed by tech companies. They're warning and basically saying that, look, we have to build incredibly expensive filters and all of this and stop linking to publications, which obviously might drive down traffic and fundamentally hurt business. This is also opposed by internet activists who basically say this will lead to censorship. One of the big things that was coming out of Article 13 was that a lot of people create memes or they use GIFs and all of that, and basically what that means is that I can take a copyrighted material, I can write on it or do something stupid with it, and I can publish it out there, and now I am technically on the hook for violating somebody's copyright. Now, on the other side of this, who is supporting this, and I can also understand their argument, are basically like labels, like our record labels, artists, media companies, and all of that, and they're basically saying that these reforms, because they're updating the copyright protection for the internet age, actually help to ensure that the artists get paid fairly. And I think that's actually a very important thing. I would hate to have something that's downloaded 10 million times that is my intellectual property that I'm looking to make money off of and I'm making no money. So I get that. There has to be a balance there. Now, one of the big changes that came, and this was an agreement that was reached before Article 13 was voted on and ratified, was that memes and GIFs are now exempt from this. So if you go ahead and you create your own meme using copyrighted material, the EU is not going to come after you, nor can the record labels or the artists or the media companies or whoever the original content creator was can come after you. But if you are posting it on YouTube, YouTube is now liable as well, and you would be, I think, liable because YouTube is definitely going to pass that cost onto you. And YouTube is an example. Take any media platform or any social media platform where you're possibly publishing copyright material against the violation. And so if you are living in Europe, I think it really behooves you to understand what exactly constitutes a copyright violation under this article, but that is the news of the day, because what's going to end up happening is if YouTube and all of them want to stay in the European Union, they're going to have to build these content filters. They're already going through the pains of GDPR, and GDPR, which is basically the data protection that turns up privacy, has had thousands and thousands, almost 100,000 reports just in the last year since it spun up of privacy violations. And companies like Facebook and Google have been facing massive fines. And so add to this that it becomes well, let's just say in their best interest to comply with Europe or pull out of Europe, which I don't see happening because the European Union is one of the largest markets for these companies. So that is your news of the day. Is this good, bad, or ugly? You let me know, but that is what's going on, and that is what is possibly fundamentally changing how these companies are interacting with us in terms of copyrighted materials worldwide. Once again, the European Union leading the way. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, guys.